In December of 2009, on the eve of President Obama's speech to the Global Summit in Copenhagen on global warming, the United States Environmental Protection Agency issued a regulatory finding that greenhouse gas emissions from new motor vehicles pose an endangerment to public health and welfare. Now, just a few weeks before EPA made that finding, the press reported on thousands and thousands of emails and other documents developed over a course of years that were authored by the scientists upon whose data and conclusions EPA made the endangerment finding. And the gist of it was that the very scientists who were responsible for the underlying data called into question the reliability of that data. And EPA essentially ignored what the press came to call as the ClimateGate revelations. This is important because the endangerment finding under the Clean Air Act is essentially going to form the foundation for future EPA regulation of virtually every nook and cranny of our national economy. It's not going to be limited in the future only to emissions from new motor vehicles, but it'll basically cover everything from the operations of a steel manufacturing facility on the one hand to the operations of your neighborhood pizza shop on the other hand, and everything in between. And for this kind of unprecedented federal authority over the little details of our national economy to stand, it should be on a firm foundation of reliable data. Pacific Legal Foundation's petition basically seeks for the EPA to reopen the regulatory proceeding in light of the new revelations, in light of the admissions, if you will, by the scientists developing the data, that the underlying data on which the finding stands is unreliable. And we're simply seeking for a reevaluation of the data in light of the new revelations, and specifically for the Science Advisory Board, which is a statutorily mandated board of the top scientists to review carefully these so-called ClimateGate revelations and to advise EPA as to whether they form a foundation for reconsidering and overturning the endangerment finding.